Okay, well, I waited and I waited and I waited some more. And I had to take it in the whole movie. And really digest it and chew on it for a while. And I couldn't review it for the first few days until now. So here I go. No Time to Die. Finally, Craig's last, and a long time coming. And I thought, man, he needs to do one more after Spectre just to really land it. And I'm glad he did. I am glad he did it. So that being said, there's a lot of reviews these days and right now, people chiming off, but and there's mixed reviews here and there, and there's people that like it a lot, and then some people that don't. And I understand both perspectives. I like it more than Spectre for sure, and like all the performances are better. Christoph Waltz is much better this time, and this is going to be a spoilers review. So if you have not seen No Time to Die, you must go see it first before I talk about everything else. That's pretty important. And so everyone did a top-notch job coming back. The writing was better, and the plot was a little convoluted, though. And people are giving Rami Malek some trouble, but I think Rami Malek did a great job for sure. I thought what he had, I thought he did the best he could. Everything all things considered. Now there could have been some more things. Some more things to come out into the light about his character. I think his character needed to be. I think his character probably, it seems to me, he should go after Blofeld somehow. Like that was his enemy, not necessarily Bond, because Bond was really just working for Mr. White or working with them or something, whatever that was. But first 20 minutes, this movie are awesome. It's a great action piece, top notch. And from there, I know we're going to get a good return to form as far as solid action scenes and good pacing and some good Daniel Craig Bond moments, and we get those. It's dramatic. They do it differently as far as the opening. They go into the villain's backstory, which is cool. I don't mind that. It's different. Instead of like he's in the middle of a big action scene. So it takes a while to get. It took a while to get to the opening credits. It took a long while. I was really surprised about that. But the song in the title opening sequence was just kind of meh. It didn't grab me. It wasn't as good as the other ones. Not even as far as creatively. I didn't think it was creatively as good as Quantum of Solace's opening, and I don't think the song was as strong either. And I had been waiting and putting off hearing that song for a year because I wanted to be surprised by how the song is. Not that it's a bad song. It's not bad, but it's not really, it doesn't punch it. The chorus doesn't come out swinging strong or eventually build up to that. It's a subtle, slow build, and it's just kind of a heartbreaking song. And yeah, it just needed to be stronger for some reason. It was very, very this, you know. So I haven't heard anything. I don't think I've heard anything by Billie Eilish before, but um, I don't know. Maybe I have to listen to it a few more times to really appreciate it. Because then again, it's not a bad song. It's just not a strong Bond song. I thought it was very maybe a little too subtle. She should have punched up some parts of it, and the graphic design animations were okay, but I felt it was too short. It kind of fell all over the place. The only thing I really remember is a shield and the Union Jack on the shield and a sword, and that's about all I remember really. So yeah, so that was kind of a shame. But as the movie went on, um, we find out, I think in the second act, that James Bond has a kid, and his girlfriend there, I forgot what her name is, Dr. Swan. She tells him, "Hey, don't worry about it. He's not yours." And then he's like, "Well, she's got my eyes, my eye color, But it's like, come on now. It's like it comes, we come to find out, no, that's really his kid. It's like, oh, why would she see? That's the thing. You want to be on her side a little bit. Why would she come out lying and just say, "Oh, it's not your kid"? I don't know. That didn't work for me. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think what else. There's a good scene with the sub or something, or then the ship, and the ship goes down, and Felix dies, and that was, that was some foreshadowing right there. There's a lot of dying in this movie. Felix dies, and what's his name? Christoph Waltz, Blofeld dies, and there's a really cool scene. I like that scene where you see him coming up slowly, kind of like a Hannibal Lecter kind of thing. And I thought that was really well done. And he's just kind of in a cell, small phone box cell, approaching Bond to be interviewed. And they have a good scene back and forth. And I thought that was much better. And then Inspector, any scenes in Spectre, but the music, Hans Zimmer does the music in this, which is cool. So I was really looking forward to that, the score in this. There's that part where they played "We Have All the Time in the World," and I started to get a little teary because it was such a nostalgic thing for me. I mean, not that I was alive when that movie came out, but watching that movie in the Bond series and knowing, that at Her Majesty's Secret Service is when his wife got shot and killed by Blofeld, and they're kind of doing there's some foreshadowing going on in this, and the danger music that I forgot what's named, but it goes dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool how he worked that in, and very nostalgic for me. And I just got so choked up because of the history of the character. When you have this many movies by a fictional character, you feel like this character like part of your family. And well, as it goes along, he runs into I don't know what's her name, I forgot her name in this movie, that her code name, but the woman that she wants his number, she wants to be a 007 and all that. And that was a little like, oh, here we go. She's gonna be all ticked off at him for really no apparent reason. She's just kind of jealous or whatever. And but they kind of lean back on that, didn't go too far into that, which was good. It didn't get too cringy there. And she ends up being, you know, a decent partner. And you know, there's that interchange where she's like, oh, I'll take you know, I want your number. And he's like, oh, it's just a number. And he's like, go ahead, take the 007. I'll still be kicking ass pretty much. And then towards the end, she's like, just give him the 007 back. And I thought that was cool. There's some really good things in this movie. The finale, the set pieces are really cool. The layers are nice that Rami Malek has in it. And I liked his whole baby face Phantom of the Opera thing. That was cool. Again, it's a little convoluted. Like a lot of people are saying, it's like the plot's like, we're still not really sure that this is what's eerie. There's a lot of weird. It's a weird coincidence that the movie's plot or master plan by the villain is a virus, a DNA virus, and that spreads to everybody. And once you have it, you can't get rid of it or whatever. And it is kind of eerie. And I'm going to touch a little bit more on that as we go. But Daniel Craig, top notch in this. He's bringing it. And yeah, I guess he is more in touch with his feelings, more sensitive. That's definitely this. That's his saga, is the more introspective, gloomier Bond, I guess, and more serious Bond. You know, they're right. It could use some more comedic touches. You know, it's always a balance between getting too hammy and not interjecting droplets of humor. Although there is some humor in this. The other Bond girl with the black dress and the long straight hair, the Cuban agent, she's awesome. The actress plays her well. She's sexy, and the way she's dressed and everything. Although I will say, even though the fighting scenes, she pulled them off good, she's in high heels when she's kicking people. I'm like, I don't know. That's a long shot. Like, I just don't think you're going to hurt somebody that much. The high heels. I mean, I guess because the pointy part, but I don't know. It's like, the suspension of disbelief isn't quite where it should be there. But she did a fine job. There's that plane you see in the previews all the time, the unfolding plane. I didn't think that. I thought they rushed that too much. I thought that didn't really impress me that much when I saw it in the movie. I think because it was just kind of over and done with so fast, and we'd seen it so many times, and it was just kind of a short part. But yeah, the action scenes were awesome. There's a part where he's going up the stairs near the end, and you kind of get a POV a little bit, or over the shoulder shot of him taking people out, which is fine. And they don't get too shaky with the camera, which is good. And they don't try to Jason Bourne it. I'm trying to think what else there was before. Oh yeah. When it got towards the end, a couple came to go sit behind me, and well, the last 25 minutes they were late. And who goes to a movie in the last 25 minutes of it, especially a Bond movie? Which I was like, why is this happening right now? But okay, whatever. And yeah, you know, Well, I'll talk about that later. The cinema, the theater I was in, and so we get to the end of the movie, and that's where it gets a little tough for me because spoilers, Bond gets, he gets the virus after Remy Malek rakes him on the cheek, poisons him or whatever. And he gets blown up. He gets blown up by the missiles, and this big emotional thing. And they got to do a missile strike. It's one of those scenarios where we have to bomb the whole island. They can't call it off because otherwise he's gonna bring the virus out to them or something like that. And Q tells him, you can't get rid of it. It's an ultimatum. You're not gonna get rid of it. Yeah. His last line, we had all the time in the world. And that was sad. And I just couldn't believe it. I was in total shock at the end. I'm like, whoa. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say, what to think. And then they rolled credits. I was just like, and then they played We Have All the Time in the World with the credits, which was a nice touch. But I'm like, did I just witness that? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that they did that. Now, I understand this was, from what I've heard, is Daniel Craig's decision to do that. Okay, that's fine. I get it. Here's the thing, and this is why it's kind of bad timing releasing the movie with this kind of an ending. Because number one, Bond never dies. Damn it. Bond never dies. And I know they wanted to subvert things or whatever. Craig wanted, go out with a bang. But I thought with everything going on right now, we need Bond to save the day. We need Bond to carry on through to the end. To kill him like that, it's such a downer. It was an incredible downer. I'm still down about it. That's why I couldn't review it till now. I was still so, I can't believe. I can't believe that happened. And I can't believe that this couple walked in the last 25 minutes to watch Bond die. And that's the thing. It's like it's deeper. It's deeper than just like, I'm gonna kill off. This is my run. I'm killing off. It's more profound than that. It has deeper layers. To say we're gonna kill Bond, and not that isn't a realistic thing to happen, but to say we're going to kill Bond, it's kind of like we're going to kill Batman or we're going to kill Superman. During this pandemic mania, we're going to give you yet another downer. Sean Connery died. Before that, it was Roger Moore, whom they should have credited somewhere, like, rest in peace, Sean Connery. This is dedicated to Sean Connery, Roger Moore, who helped make this series what it is. And Grace Randolph also said a neat thing. It's like, why not do a tribute to the MI5 agents or MI6 or whatever, and that have died in the line of duty? I'm like, that's a great idea too. One of the things I was thinking, what they could have done, what we probably should have done, was have Daniel Craig get messed up real bad, and he has to make it to somewhere to be rescued or to a boat to be revived, or he escapes somehow, but he's badly messed up, and he's talking to his daughter, maybe giving her some kind of speech that we have so much to catch up on. I want to spend my life raising you, and now we have all the time in the world, and but like maybe he passes out. Let's make a really good one, and then you cut to M and everybody inside the office there, and where they're like, we're not sure what happened to Bond. If he's on a boat, we're going to pick him up. Although the virus thing, that would have been tricky. Although they said he had an EMF watch. Why didn't the watch just kill the nanites or whatever, the virus, mechanical virus in them? And then so after everyone waits and waits, they receive word, like, we found him. He's going to pull through. And then everyone in the office kind of takes a breath and then end it. That way Craig could have his goodbye moment, where you weren't sure if he's going to make it on some kind of boat, all mangled and stuff, but he has a great little dialogue scene. So talking to his daughter about his life and stuff. And that would have been a good, a great little monologue to kind of go say goodbye on. And that way you don't kill the character. He says goodbye, but he doesn't kill off the character, because to kill off James Bond, you might as well, it's almost like killing at least the Easter Bunny, if not Santa Claus at this point. In our pop culture, we need our heroes right now to at least survive to the next one at this moment in our time. And but I do understand Craig wanting to kind of go out on the series with a bang, something dramatic. It's more dramatic if the missiles drop on him while he's trying to at least keep himself from spreading the virus to people or something. Eerie how much it's like real life. But it was a tough watch. It was very much kind of like Logan, where it's like I can only watch it so many times because of the ending. It's painful. It gives me emotional pain. Again, because you become so attached to these characters and like their family, and they're at least friends, deep friends. So why do I want to relive that emotional trauma? It's like I have enough emotional trauma in my own life. Once in a while, it's good to throw a curve, but when you get a lot of, we just had Norm Macdonald pass, before that, as far as the Bond series, it's Sean Connery. We've had some big legends go. And it's like, to see that, it's like, yeah, a lot of people in the pandemic has lost people, and it's like, and almost everybody, like good and bad, like Blofeld dies, right? Felix dies. There's just too many. It's way too much killing off the major characters on top of that as well. So it's a bummer. It's a downer. So with that, I'm like, I don't know what to rate this. I don't know, because I don't know how I feel. Like, I don't like that. One thing is that his run, Craig's run, is going to be like an Elseworlds, his whole saga, which I guess it was supposed to be, but I don't know. It's tougher to pull that off. I think it's better if you can do individual movies that are kind of separate in their own thing, as opposed to having a whole big saga. Because the Vesper thing, it lost momentum around Quantum Solace. Definitely lost some momentum there. And then when they try to bring it back a little bit, and I don't even know if it was in Skyfall, but I think it was in Spectre. They brought it back a little bit there, I think. But this one, they brought it back in a big bad way, and it bookended it kind of nicely, that storyline. I like the exploding, what do you call that? for lack of a better word, tombstone. And there's some good visual things in the movie, some good stunts, and some good Daniel Craig moments. It is a little long, but Bond movies usually are long. I'm kind of used to that. They're long, you know. Yeah, they could have snipped some stuff, and I think they could have had some more Rami Malek in it for sure. You know, he doesn't. I mean, he's sprinkled throughout, but his motivation. He has a lot of dialogue towards the end, a lot of exposition, and it's so much. You're taking in so much information from what he's trying to say and his motivation, and then you have the stuff with the nanovirus, and then you have the stuff. Oh, we can't do anything about that, and the Spectre agents, they get killed by it, and the Spectre agents who we didn't really know much about them, and they just felt like a bunch of extras in this, unfortunately. But yeah, I felt like time could have been dedicated towards certain characters more for a better emotional payoff now that I look at it. But still, it's better than Spectre. It's got a better finale for sure, but you got that ending. So the ending, I don't know if I can review it. As a Bond movie, it's better than Spectre. And Spectre, I gave that about 7. Spectre's just a 7. I'm going to go over my rating system explanations probably in the next podcast, but 7 is kind of like this. This is a flawed movie, but there's still some good parts in it. Basically, to sum it up, I would say this is about an 8, at least an 8 as far as a good Bond movie goes in the Craig series. It's almost up there with Skyfall as far as, I mean, it's shot great. I don't want to screw up the guy's the name, but the director, yeah, it's very similar to Sam Mendes as far as the look of it. But yeah, it's well shot. Almost Roger, it almost felt very Roger Deakinish. So as far as that, I'll give that about an 8. But with that ending, the ending, I don't know. I'd say question mark. Is this going to be like, will this stand the test of time? Will we look back on it and be like, yeah, that was kind of neat. That was a unique way to do it. I think it was overkill. I think they didn't need to do that for us to feel drama of his portrayal leaving Bond. I thought that was kind of, they could have done something else to where it's not like it's that much of a downer. You know, maybe they could have crippled him or done something really bad where it's like, but I guess it's just more dramatic just to have a shower of missiles drop on him, you know. So I don't know. The question mark, I can't give it for sure 8. I mean, emotionally, the ending kills it for me and makes it like, why did you do that? No, I give you a 6 for doing that. So, which kind of brings it to like, well, between an 8 and 6, it's a 7. So it's like, well, damn it. And the flaw is the overkill of the character. But it kind of gets 2 ratings. As a Bond movie, up until that, it's at least an 8. But with that ending, that brings it back a couple points. It's like, why did you? What? No, that you don't do that. That's a bummer, man. And like, it's very like Her Majesty's Secret Service was a bummer on Her Majesty's Secret Service. because his wife dies, and it's a bummer and it's a sad ending, but Bond doesn't die. If Bond had died and her, that would have been terrible, obviously. But I love that Connery came back in the next one and got his revenge. That was great. They could have made more of the movie Diamonds Are Forever. They made more about that. It would have been better. Not that Diamonds Forever is bad. I just thought they had a great momentum there where they should have spent most of it him getting revenge on Blofeld. That's everyone was behind him emotionally on that. So yeah, but this is I can't solidly give you a rating with this. Know that as a Bond fun action, Daniel Craig one, it's about an 8. But I can't solidly stand behind that because the ending pulls it back to like a 6. So it's between a 6 and an 8 for me. Question mark? I'm bummed. That being said, I'm still gonna go see it again. Because I went to go see it at the theater up north where I saw Unhinged, and also I think this is a theater I saw A View to a Kill in, I think, but that might have been Mackinac Island, if I'm mistaken. I'm not 100% sure about that. It might have been the theater over there, but still, I'm up north. It's still it was a nostalgic thing for me because my first Bond movie I saw in the theater was View to a Kill up north. So it kind of tied everything together a little bit there. And again, all the time in the world. We have all the time in the world, and the credits going. It just knocked the wind out of me. So that's gonna be my review. Sorry if I come off a little lethargic. I just ate something about 45 minutes before this, but it was tough for me to do this one. I didn't want to do it because I'm not sure how I felt. I still kind of don't know how I really feel about it. It sucks. I don't like seeing my heroes die like that. But know that his whole saga is like a graphic novel, if you will, or a saga, or an Elseworlds kind of a novel there, or novel, which is kind of neat. But it's in its own world, which means that the Pierce this is not the regular. Obviously, this is not the regular continuity. The continuity stopped at Die Another Day. So what are we doing? And then they say at the end of it, James Bond will return. I go, well, it's kind of tough to do that. He got blown to hell. I mean, so the way they do it now, I get people are talking about, oh, they're going to reboot it again. But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe just pick off where Pierce left. Maybe just make it a fun one episode, like episodic thing where they're not all connected with the storyline. It's downtrodden. And it's a good point people are making. Have Bond enjoy being Bond, and don't man hate on him. That's just the character he is, and deal with it and accept it. If you don't like it, don't go see the movie. That's what I got. And we have all the time in the world. If you haven't seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I advise you to check out the Lazenby one. It's an interesting one. And I like his performance in it. It came off very realistic to me. Very similar to Daniel Craig's, where he's more of a brutish kind of a more credible ass kicker, I thought, than Roger Moore is a little bit. Roger Moore is a bit silly. It's hard to it's like, I'm not so sure Moore would be able to pull that one off. But that being said, I love Roger Moore. Roger Moore is the one I grew up with. And I love Sean Connery too, for sure. But yeah. With that being said, thanks for listening. We have all the time in the world. Bond never dies. Bond never dies. Rest in peace, Sean and Roger.